work session. All members present except Councilman Wareheim.
Okay, I know the town attorney has a contractual matter that he wishes to discuss in executive session. David Flynn is here to explain one or two applications. David Flynn is the planning director.
What I would, we sent, Peter Harms in my office sent the board an email about a proposal by a property owner for changing the zoning for an existing shopping center in Comac, the one that has the Costco, the Joann's Fabrics, Target, I can't remember, but it's called Costantino Commerce Center. And what he wants to do is add 24,000 more square feet in that shopping center. And when the town board changed the zoning, I believe decades ago, the first time, it changed it with restrictive conditions that limited the flow, the wastewater flow from the property, because it's in a special groundwater protection area. So after the zoning was changed, whenever the owners of the Costantino Commerce Center wanted to do something more intensive, what they basically did is they offered a trade to the town, saying that if the town modified the old zone change conditions to allow a little more intensity, they would sterilize some property somewhere else in town. And I believe what we have today is the third time that they've come back for that. And they came back, I believe it was a year ago, 1 or 2 years ago, they came for the same thing, where they wanted a little more intensity in that area, and then they said if the town board sees fit to change the condition of approval in that part of the hamlet, they would keep forever open space in another part of the hamlet.
The condition of approval, the original one, way
Correct.
back. When was that, like 1990, 80?
90, I was thinking 93, but
Okay.
it could have been 90. It was
Okay.
around there. I can find out for sure, but it was approximately in the early 90s. The last time, okay, here's a map explaining the property that they would sterilize. This is an aerial photograph. North is up this way. This is the Sunken Meadow Parkway. I don't know if everyone can see. This is Vets Highway. This is Harned Road. The Costantino purchased all of this property on the corner a few years ago.
It's Cosentino, by the way. Not
Did I say
Constant-
Costantino? Okay, it's Costantino?
You said Constantino.
I did. It's Costantino?
Cosentino.
Okay. Costantino purchased all of this a few years ago. And the last time they came to the town board is they sterilized what was in blue right next to the Sunken Meadow Parkway. The buildings, by the way, this is an old photo. The buildings are all gone. So it's vacant property right now. The frontage along the bypass, along Vets Highway, is neighborhood business. This part over here is R43.
Was that not always would better if you had
A map?
a easel and it would have shown that so there were people in the audience and on TV to understand what we're talking about.
Okay.
Would have been better that
You
way.
wanted me to come back?
Well, you know, it's not fair to the people viewing this,
Sure.
or the people in the audience not knowing what you're talking about.
You want me to come back?
The question is, I will ask you before we even, do you support what they're asking for?
I do,
You do.
yes. What they're asking for, I didn't actually get to, and that is, well, in the essence is if the question is do I support the trade-off?
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Okay.
But there's one more step. Last time, the property owner said that since the town is getting a benefit out of this, would the town do it on its own motion? And the town said yes. And he's
When
asking,
was that?
instead of what
No, but
normal,
when did the town say yes?
Was it last year? It was after 2014. 2015, I believe.
Well, I don't let anybody,
January 2015.
and how did the town say yes?
Well, the town can change zoning one of two ways.
No, no, I know, but how did we say yes? Was it a meeting?
It was a resolution,
It was a resolution,
Right,
okay.
right. But before the resolution, there was a straw poll, if you what you will. I mean, what I'm doing here, I'm asking,
Right, right.
is there a sense of the board that it would want to do it on its own motion? If the answer is yes, we'll get the ball rolling with respect to the resolutions and the secret stuff.
What's the ramifications of doing it on our own motion?
It happens a little bit faster. There's a little less,
Happens faster for the builder
and for the staff too.
and for the staff.
Yeah,
And what are the fees involved?
I didn't check the fees. I have to
Well,
find
that's
that out.
important, isn't
Right.
it?
Yes.
What do they want to put there?
Do you know, Peter?
Yeah, it was between
Okay, yeah.
the environmental assessment fee was roughly $4,500, and the application fee was roughly $15,000.
So if we don't do that on our own motion, then the town would not get those fees.
Right.
Correct.
But the benefit you're getting is the town gets
Property.
property at no charge, open space forever.
The open space that they want to give you, is that open space that is zoned to build?
Correct. Yes.
And what do they want to do in the 25,000?
Oh, they haven't said. Their paperwork, they don't identify specifically what they want to do with the extra floor area.
That's important though, isn't it? For the town board to make a decision.
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, if it's zoned shopping center business, which it is, as long as they want to do it for something that's permitted in shopping center business, I would think it's good.
So we're basically taking a piece of land, or they're giving us a piece of land potentially for flow to add additional square footage into their existing shopping center.
Correct.
Okay.
I think that strategically the location of this open space is useful. It's next to the Sunken Meadow Parkway, and it's sort of a basic principle of environmental planning that contiguous open space is better than a bunch of fragments from a,
Okay, so if the town board did not do it on its own motion, would they do it anyway?
that's up to them. I don't know how to answer that question.
Well, okay. Well, my opinion is before you start giving something away
Mhm.
in fees,
Right.
and we do it for them, if what we do, does it outweigh the benefits of getting the open space, then that's a board decision.
Yeah. It's hard to measure that,
Well, if
but
we were to purchase the open space, what's the value of the land?
the,
1.2 acres.
yeah, it's split zone. It's hard to value because it's not a building lot.
Well, the assessor could probably evaluate for us and give us an estimate
Sure.
if the donation outweighs the fees and monetary value.
There's no rush on this, correct?
I haven't seen any correspondence indicating any
Well,
urgency.
so perhaps the next meeting we have, you could do it with an easel so everybody learns.
Sure.
You keep everything transparent.
Mhm.
The whole world knows what we're doing here. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Just a question, because that area I know has always sparked
Controversy.
controversy around. Has anybody, and because we need to know if we're going to do it through resolution, the way you're talking about, has
Mhm.
anybody come to you or to any of the council people or to anybody and mentioned it, or is
No.
it kind of a quiet, nobody cares?
Well, I don't know if anyone cares, but maybe they don't know. The controversy that we've seen over the years is when there was a like a wood chip mulching business operating
Too loud,
on
it
the
was too
property.
loud, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
dusty.
the person passed away and the business stopped and the person passed away. So the property's been dormant for at least 5 years.
But that's the same area where the Costco is?
No, well,
No.
this is
No.
about a mile and a half north of where Costco is.
David, can I see that? Just-
On what road is it on?
This is on Harned.
Oh, on Harnett,
So
so it's a
if-
little
if-
further away.
If it's a year and a half in the making, Bill, is that what you just said?
No.
Somebody said year and a half.
Well, a year and a half ago, the town board approved the zoning on another part of the property, the first part of the property.
Well, I don't know, I'm not ready to make a decision.
Sure.
This quickly on, which is a very rudimentary discussion here, that's me. The other board members agree, we'll put it off till the next work session, where you can explain it in more depth and with more transparency.
Okay.
I mean, we're in a blind here, I don't know what land you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of property to be sterilized. But like you said, the people can't see
Yeah, I
it.
mean, we were still gonna have a
In the blue.
public hearing on this.
So you can't sit up in here. Adjacent to this piece already that's been done here.
But you know, the developer, who is a good developer,
Right.
is asking us to do something on our own motion.
There's no rush. Another
There's
month.
no rush to it. So I think, my opinion only, I think it's better to have all our ducks in a row and have it open and transparent before we do it.
So bring everything back in the November 1st meeting.
Sure.
You know,
I will.
A better plan, and also the assessment of value of the property compared to
That's
fees.
That's, what is this one?
That's,
That's vets.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
Are you both up open, you're both up here? You have site plans that you need to
Yes.
go over?
Thank you, David.
You're welcome.
I got the easel.
You need an easel. That's what you need. Oh,
There you go.
Why don't you go up there, place it on there so they can take photos of what we're talking about?
Here?
No, put it up on the view.
I don't know.
However you
I
do
don't- I
it.
don't think it's gonna stay
There
there.
you go.
I can't see it that, bring it over here, David. I can't see it that far away.
Dave, you can move that.
There we go. Here we go. That's good.
It's like amateur.
Albenar.
Yeah.
All right, Peter Hans from the Planning Department. We have two site plans for the board to consider acting as the Board of Site Plan Review this afternoon. The first is called Somer and Heller Office Building. The SECRA was adopted by the board on September 22nd. This is a proposed 25,000 square foot two-story office building. This is directly opposite the Comac Post Office on Vets Highway, very close to the property we were just speaking about. Previously, there was a nursery there, a lot of outdoor storage. We had some violation issues. All of the structures on the site have been removed, so currently it's a vacant piece of property. It was a lengthy process because a transfer of development rights was part of this proposal. We're recommending approval with three conditions. The first, that they obtain applicable permits from the town building department. The second, that they obtain a highway work permit from New York State Department of Transportation. And the third, that the landscaping be installed in accordance with the landscape plan.
And it's a nice buffer for all the residents that surround us?
It is.
Okay.
The applicant has agreed to the conditions, and we're recommending approval.
It looks terrible now, so.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay?
Thank you.
The next application is called Kings Park Solar. This is a proposed public utility operation for solar production. I believe it's 4 megawatts on 27 acres. This was the subject of a town board special exception hearing earlier in the year. A negative declaration is scheduled for this afternoon as well. We're recommending approval with three conditions. The first, that they obtain applicable permits from the town building department. The second has to deal with fencing and landscaping. And the third comes from the environmental department, that no on-site development activities, including but not limited to demolition, land clearing, regrading, and construction, shall be permitted until the applicant has filed a covenant and restrictions with the Suffolk County Clerk in a form acceptable to the town attorney and environmental protection director, which ensure the preservation and perpetuity of all existing gas monitoring wells, groundwater monitoring wells, and gas vents located at the subject parcel, and town personnel and their consultants shall have unrestricted access to the on-site monitoring wells and gas vents for continued monitoring and necessary repairs to said structures.
Is that the old Northeast Mines?
This is the property directly adjacent to the Prospect Sports.
Okay.
The golf driving range.
A nice buffer again.
We feel so.
Do you have a landscape plan with you to look at?
I could, sure.
wanna make sure. I'll leave this one on. Just fold it over. Oh, wrong way. There you go, put that on that side.
That was a subject of its own change, was it not?
Yes.
Special exception.
Special exception, right.
Yeah,
There you
remember
go.
Prospect Sports came in and
Yeah.
they were,
So the landscape plan, basically it's a clearing of the property. All existing vegetation that abuts Country Point and Superior Ice Rink are to be preserved. They have to actually install an orange tree preservation fence before the land regrading. You can see there is some regrading, there's some berms here. They're essentially flattening the property and pushing the dirt this way. For solar panels, you need a very flat piece of property. We've got roughly 240 arborvitae going along the Prospect Sports entrance, in addition to a wood fence. You have street trees and additional evergreens over here. I don't know the count. 45.
Where's Indian Head Road on that map?
Indian Head is down here.
Okay,
The corner parcel is vacant right now.
right, okay.
I've seen other ones, on the east end of the island, and they're heavily treed, and this is
Yeah.
as heavily
Yes,
as,
the one on Edwards
yeah,
yesterday.
as heavy as that, because you can't see it anymore.
Yes, it should be heavier.
Okay. Great.
Good?
Yes, thank you. Oops, sorry. I just broke it.
Well, it's split out both sides.
Some more discussion on that.
do you think we could?
Planning department can make anything.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
You're right.
Peter,
I know, I'm right, yeah.
fine?
Mr. Town Attorney, did you want to discuss anything? Oh, wait, David, there are two rezonings that we heard. One on Lake Avenue in St. James.
Right.
And as you told me some weeks ago, that there was conditions that the property owner would like to put on the
Well, the
property,
town board voted on the petition at the last meeting,
right?
so he approved it subject to conditions.
Okay. And there's
This is the one called Aldrich. It's on Lake Avenue in
Right,
St. James.
okay, I remember that
Is
now.
that where the gray house is?
Yes.
And what else do we have open?
I looked yesterday. I didn't see anything
Nothing
else that
else.
was
Busted out.
That's gotta go.
pending.
Okay,
I mean, there are many things pending, but nothing ripe for discussion.
Yeah, and what happened to
Okay.
Blackbeard's? It's still up.
Move the
Town
process to
attorney?
tear it down.
I have one contractual.
so I will move to go into,
Super, and you have one potential read-on for the controller's office if we get Suffolk County Civil Service approval by 2 o'clock meeting.
what is that?
That's what controls office.
Yes, for the controller's office. It's for the health and safety aid assistant.
Let me see that.
We're just waiting for civil service to approve the provisional appointment.
Oh, that's the problem, that's the provisional?
Yeah, we had the approval already, but it expired, so she has to just get it
Okay.
renewed.
Oh, Catherine?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay,
okay?
it's a read on.
You can keep that.
Okay, I'll move to go into executive session.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Let me see what it says. Hold on one second, Matthew. All right, you're live. Ready, Supervisor? You're live.
I'll move to close the work session, the executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll move to close the general meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye.